We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Nick Barris here, along with Allison Fields, veterinarian extraordinaire. Taking your phone call, 737-7587, if you'd like to ask a question about your pets. Let's go next. Mike waited through the break. Mike, good morning.
Good morning. Happy 4th of July.
You too.
Not a real serious medical problem, but I have a typical 4-year-old Jack Russell Terrier. And just ricochet rabbit the whole time. You know the breed. And whether I have my girlfriend and a group of people over or just by herself, he singles her out and pees on her. Just her.
Go figure.
And people have told me that he sees her as a competition or an object of jealousy. I don't know.
Is he neutered?
No.
Okay, why not?
Well, I just don't want to do that to him.
Okay, how long have you been dating your girlfriend?
2 years.
And do you love her?
Quite a bit.
Okay, let's talk about that first topic, neutering your dog. I think you're going to have to pick between your girlfriend coming over and getting peed on and neutering your dog. I know personally what I would be doing if I were your girlfriend, and that would be not coming over anymore.
He's getting pretty fed up with it.
Yeah, let's get your dog neutered and see if that helps. The longer this goes on without doing anything about it, the harder it's going to be to break. I would get your dog neutered and see what you get.
There's a couple things on that for him. I mean, one, do you suspect that his theory is correct? Why is the dog doing this, and why would neutering help?
Well, the dog, it may be competition, but it also may be that he's marking her as his as well. But the drive to mark typically comes with neutering, and you have a 4-year-old dog that's now been marking for 4 years. So the longer it goes on, the harder it is to break that habit. So my guess is that more than likely he's marking things other than just your girlfriend, either around the house or in the house. But yeah, I would get your dog neutered and hope that that works. In a 4-year-old dog, it may be a while. The other thing you have to realize is that the half-life of testosterone is about 6 months. So when you neuter a dog, nothing changes that day. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So you have to let the testosterone that is in your dog slowly go away. So usually about 6 months later, you can see some results. Usually it's a little quicker than that, but I always tell people that, you got to give it 6 months.
And if you would, for Mike, and I got the sense, well, he didn't want to do that to the dog. The idea, some male dog owners don't like the idea of neutering.
He's got a purebred dog that is a male dog that has a much higher incidence of having testicular and prostatic cancer.
I was going to say all the positives of getting that done.
And so, if you get him neutered,
what will happen?
He can't have testicular cancer because he won't have testicles. His chances for prostatic cancer go to less than like 0.1%. I've only ever seen one dog in almost 20 years who had prostate cancer who was neutered. The other thing is, no matter how well behaved your dog is, if the door opens at just the right time and the wind's blowing in the right direction and there's a dog in heat 1.5 miles away and they get a whiff of it, foomp, they're gone.
Yeah.
And now they got to get past the UPS man, the postman, the neighbor, the kid in the hot rod, all these cars that they have to get past. It's like playing Frogger with your dog. Who wants to do that?
All great reasons to get, of course, and if he does get to his destination, then you have a bunch of unwanted puppies.
Correct.
And then, of course, he has a girlfriend that's tired of getting pissed on. So, I mean, the argument...
She is a better woman than I, because I would have had some ways to solve this problem.
I'm sure Mike's a great guy. So,
yeah.
Are you sure? Is there any reason...
She only comes over twice a year.
Yeah. Is there a good reason... Can you think of any not to neuter a dog under it? I suppose if for some reason you really are intent on breeding your animal,
I think,
short of that,
if you're intent on breeding your animal, you need to make sure you're doing it correctly. Just because you have a poodle doesn't mean it's a great representation of the breed.
Right.
Not saying that picking poodles out for any reason, but just because you have a purebred dog does not necessarily mean that people are going to want to breed your dog. I mean, you knew Baxter.
Yeah.
Baxter was a purebred dog. He was given to me at the age of 2. He was not neutered. The previous owners wanted a puppy from him, and he had a huge champion bloodline. Well, I spent like 2 years. I got his hips certified. I got his eyes certified. I did all the genetic stuff that you should do before you breed him. And then I started looking for a girl for him. And I went to a lot of different golden breeders. And some golden breeders said that my dog, who was perfect, wasn't, his neck was too long. I mean, what? Hello? His neck was too long. His tail didn't do, they weren't what they were, he wasn't what they were looking for. And then I went to other places and they'd be like, oh yeah, I'd breed her to your dog. And I'm looking at their dog going, I'm not, no. So there's a, you know, if you're going to breed for breed specific, you really have to be specific who you breed to. So if you're going to do it, let's do it right. Talk to your vet. They can tell you all of the things that we need to do medically to make sure that your dog is a good candidate. And then you need to talk to some breeders about, you know, is my dog a good candidate? Does he have what the breed needs or not?
Okay, and then short of that, one other point. If you have an animal that you choose to have because part of your reason is he's a good watchdog and he's a protector and a sound and alarm, and you know,
that doesn't mean the puppies will.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have one, I'm not talking about puppies, I'm just saying if you have one that's not neutered and he's a good watchdog and a good companion, he's there. Once you neuter him, will he all of a sudden not be a good watchdog, or will he be the same still? Because I wonder if some people worry. Exactly. It's not like you're going to lose whatever drive they have to be protected. Right. Right?
And a lot of times if you neuter them at a young age, there is absolutely no change because that's just how they've been. I mean, I have a girl dog who is neutered. She was neutered at 12 weeks by Nashville Humane Association. She is an amazing watchdog.
Yeah, oh yeah.
She's spayed. She's been spayed her whole life, but she is an amazing watchdog.
Well, I guess so the answer is that under almost every single circumstance, neutering your dog is the right thing to do.
Especially if he's paying on your girlfriend.
Yes. Okay, let's go to Jewel. Jewel, good morning.
Top of the morning, Nick.
Nice to hear from you, sir. How are you?
Hunky dory.
Good. What's on your mind?
Good to see Miss Fields on there again.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you.
You were there with Matthew on Nick's first day off, I believe.
First day off, Jewel? Where have you been?
Oh, Jewel knows.
He has been gone, like, we just counted it up. I've done this show with Ben twice this year and Matthew once this year. He's totally standing me up,
come on, Jewel.
No.
What is it? No, I got my dog chipped.
Yeah.
I got it registered. I've had it chipped for a spell now. Thank you for showing me how silly I've been not to spend that money and then not follow through. And then all them kitty cats I'd ask you about.
Yeah.
People dropped them off here. I guess they know I love them critters, but they got them matted eyes and runny noses, and a bunch of them up and died. I got a graveyard out back here. And then y'all was talking about snakes. My friend and I went to Dixon yesterday. I went to Walmart, got some kitty cat food, and I come out. And I wasn't going to be gone that long, so my friend was waiting in my truck, and he was standing outside with another guy. Well, as it is, I live out here in the wilds anyway, and there's a snake that got in my truck, and it kept smelling my truck up. And I'm thinking, I'm going to have to give my dog another bath here. She stinks. Well, anyway, that snake, my friend, that snake was crawling out. My friend jumped out of there. He's scared to death of snakes.
Yeah.
So I just, when I was coming out, and I looked underneath, and it wasn't poison, so I just, this one little boy, he grabbed it by the nape of the neck. I took my T-shirt off and wrapped it around. And I thought, boy, that'd be a long way to drive back home and turn this thing loose again. So I just went way on back to the back of Walmart there, and I set it free.
Yeah, it's probably just a harmless garden snake.
That was probably good. He's probably enjoying his adventure.
Yeah.
Well,
I know he wasn't going to hurt me, even if he did bite. I mean, I think he was just happy he was getting away from his environment, having been in my truck there, you know, and it gets hot in there, no doubt.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't figure out what was stinking. But
it all turned out okay.
Well, thanks for not hurting him.
Kitty cats. I want to do the humane thing. I've got to get rid of these mama cats because I think they got some kind of virus that their kittens are inheriting, and then they walk away and don't nurse them. And I'm keeping most of them in my cabin here, and they're crying themselves to death. And I got to listen to that. That just hurts me. I can't do it no more. Please help me.
Huh.
Well, you need to try to reach out. There's something called Snip and Tip, and I think it's in Wilson County, but they would probably know if there's other groups like that across the state that come and you can trap your feral cats and take them, and they will spay and neuter them for usually very, very inexpensively or for donations. But that would be, or contact the closest veterinarian and see if they know of any that can do that. I appreciate your trying to help them, really. I do. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the feral cat problem, you know, in some areas, I mean, they're all over. You know where you really find them is around dump sites.
Yeah.
And you'll go there, and there'll be hundreds of cats that live in kind of a wooded area around where a dump is, and they come and go. And
speaking of cats.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Here, I'll hold it over here because they've got the closer shot. We were talking about thunder shirts. You want to take my shot? Yeah. It's kind of says, I love my thunder shirts. So there's
it's
a
cat thunder shirt, so they do make them.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if you can make it out too much, but it basically just goes around their torso, and it's Velcro, and it just makes them feel more. And you think, God, that's not going to work. Yeah, it does.
I'm not going to put any.
It works.
I don't know if it works for cats.
Oh, okay. Well, it works on dogs.
It works on dogs.
I've not used it on a cat either.
I have not tried it on a cat.
Sure
I really actually now want to go get one and put it on Oliver.
Just to see. Just to see. You're right. Cats act a little bit different, but that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's with cats liking to sit in boxes? They'll just sit in the box.
They're not boxes. Those are cat traps.
They're cat traps.
And they always work. If you need to get a hold of your cat and you're chasing it around the house, I'm telling you, just go get a shoebox, set it in the middle of the floor. The cat trap will work.
The cat just likes being.
Yeah.
It must be the walls around the edge.
I don't know what. Yes. After Christmas, we had a bunch of boxes, and they were all sitting in the. You've been in like the area where the kitchen dining room is, and literally I turned around and I had caught a cat in every box. I'm like, look at that! All the cat traps are working.
That's amazing. That's so fun. Well, you were the one that told me. I didn't even really realize that years ago. Remember, I had the cat that you said, Nick, if it's indoor, outdoor, and they're living in your garage, get a little house, put a light bulb into this warm, and just say, I go, but how are they going to know? You go, trust me, Nick.
It's a box.
Just do it. And next thing you know, I'm like, where's the darn cat? I had looked everywhere, but in the darn box. And there the cat was.
They're cat traps.
They work. Yeah. They work. All right. So what about, you said this time of year, are we seeing a really heavy flea
and ticks are really bad this year, you guys.
Right?
They're bad. Okay. Well, go get flea and tick control.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if you tell me your cats and your dogs don't have fleas. I really don't care. I don't believe you. Yeah, I don't.
Well, can Lyme disease kill a dog? Do dogs
not
and
as quick as it'll kill people.
Yeah, you don't want to get that. So.
And you know, even if you have indoor cats, I have indoor cats, and when you walk through your yard, you pick up a flea. The flea doesn't want you; it wants a small furry creature, and so it leaves you and it goes to your cat. I see cats once or twice a week, indoor only. They have fleas.
Yeah.
So just use your flea and tick control. There's a wonderful products out there now that you can use. So just get on it.
Okay, and the products now, do they combine heartworm control as well sometimes, or
for dogs and for cats? There is two products that I know of off the top of my head for cats that do heartworms, intestinal parasites, and fleas. Then there's a couple for dogs as well that do heartworms, intestinal parasites, and fleas. They haven't yet gotten for dogs the heartworm, intestinal parasite, flea, tick all together.
Okay.
So if you're concerned about ticks, if you live in a wooded area, if you hike a lot with your dog, if you go on the greenway, things like this, you probably are going to need a flea and tick product to match and pair with a heartworm prevention product. So you're going to do two things.
Have you ever had a tick?
Have I? Yes. I do not like ticks.
I've had lots of ticks.
I do not like ticks.
I don't like ticks.
No, I do not like ticks.
What I really hate are chiggers.
I've never had chiggers. I've also never had poison ivy. I don't think I'm allergic to poison ivy.
Because you probably encountered it.
Oh, all the time. We have it all over at the river.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am apparently not allergic to poison ivy. Yes, I'm not complaining.
Let's take a break. When we come back, our final segment. If you want to jump in with a question, we got a couple lines open, 737-7587. Allison fields your last chance to get a shot in before the 4th of July holiday.
Yep.
Any questions, comments? Back right after this.